Before starting the discussion, I'd like to make a little announcement that we are rebranding our platform from TDXP to DXS. Yeah, every transaction, every position, every closing of any position is all recorded on chain. It can be verified and audited independently. So the idea of putting everything on chain is to give back ownership of the trading information back to small and medium-sized retail traders. On-chain approach means that it is provably and we are provably honest. At this point, we're still better than our competitors in terms of the fact that we don't hold unused clients' balance, on our accounts. And in order to open a position, you deposit funds only when you open a position on DXS, and we hold your funds only while your trading position is opened. And as soon as you close it, we return it immediately back to your private wallet. At this point, we have over 300 financial instruments, including cryptos. We have top 50 cryptocurrencies. We have dozens of stocks, dozens of forex trading pairs, indices, and commodities, including corn, oil, gold, silver, palladium, platinum, all that kind of stuff. It's not only about the transaction fees, which are crucial, of course, but also the latency. The speed of the blockchain is measured not by the time of the block mining, but it's measured by actual ping between the nodes, between the servers. Looking forward to our interview the last couple of weeks, and I'm sure, thank you, it will be a very interesting discussion, I'm sure, and I want to thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, no, for sure. I think what you guys are doing at TDXP is really important and very valuable for the space, especially given the state of BSV right now. So we need opportunities like what TDXP offers. And so that's what really gets me excited about this. But I know a lot of people personally who have been talking about, well, how do I just get started? So I kind of want to approach the interview today from a beginner perspective. And so, somebody who might be trading on different platforms outside of the BSV ecosystem, who may be really interested in say leveraging a microtransaction on TDXP and just all of the various different things that they might expect on your platform. So I'm excited to kind of get into it with you. Yes.
Indeed, microtrading is the anchor value proposition of TDXP, made possible thanks to BSV's capabilities. Before starting the discussion, I'd like to make a little announcement that we are rebranding our platform from TDXP to DXS.
Oh.
And this is big because one of the largest Canadian banks, TD, he complained about us breaching the brand name, and there are some precedents in history that Volkswagen had some litigations with some other brand name starting with VW, and the other brand actually won. But we decided that we don't need this battle. So it will be just easier to rebrand rather than spend up to 100,000 euros, just to protect the brand. And since we are still operating within BSV ecosystem, it won't be much of a trouble for us to rebrand at this stage. Yeah, so we had a Medium article, with all sort of details around this announcement. Please feel free to follow it there on our official page. And yeah, getting back to your question, yeah, micro trading, as I said, is our anchor value proposition. And just like BSV, BSV was created for anybody to be able to use it. Yeah, including billions of unbanked people around the world. And we are basically, our strategy and our values are aligned with Bitcoins. Thanks to negligible commissions, traders are able to open positions from 1 cent only. And what is more important, they can start trading with just $1 of capital. Yeah, with just $1 of capital, because there are no fees to deposit or to withdraw money. There are actually no deposit or withdrawals. They're automatic on our platform. Yeah, they are able to get exposure to financial markets, just $1 of starting capital, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah. No, definitely, because I think the idea, of being able to leverage microtransactions, just a fraction of a penny or a dollar, that could be, you could leverage your way up using a dollar. And that could be life-changing money for somebody in countries where the average wage is, say, $2 a day. So I think that's pretty amazing. I know a lot of us here in America get really caught up in the idea of, oh, we got to make a lot of money really, really quickly. And they're not thinking about the smaller trade ups there. So I think it's something that perhaps that we may overlook here in America. But so as I understand it, TDXP is actually the first ever on-chain exchange ever created. So how difficult was it to build out the platform, and why did you decide to put everything on chain?
Well, it's not entirely on chain. The backbone of the system, the settlement actually happens on a centralized server for now. Yeah, because as we see it, the technology was never the core of any business. Yeah, the user friendliness, adoption, great UI. This is what we were focusing on in the very beginning. And protocolization of our trading engine is coming at a later stage. And at this point in time, we're putting everything on chain. And here you were correct. Yeah, every transaction, every position, yeah, every closing of any position, it's all recorded on chain. It can be verified and audited independently. And we plan to release open source tools so that anybody can be able to install this client application that will be auditing, our trading engine, our cash flows, all publicly and transparently. And the idea was that, the idea comes from the very backbone of the trading industry in general. It is a very ruthless business. And let's say Robinhood as an example, that this is a commission-free trading as they advertise it. But in reality, they simply put wholesale retail positions of their clients. So they collect like thousands and dozens of thousands of positions, yeah, and then they offer this information, this liquidity to a market maker, to a whale, to a big trader,
right?
And they can, and so by knowing exactly, the stop losses, the entries, the liquidation prices of these traders, they know exactly how to capitalize on this information, and it creates unfair advantage of bigger player against the smaller player, which is not really noticeable on individual level, but collectively it creates a lot of unfair movements in the markets. So the idea of putting everything on chain is to give back ownership of the trading information back to small and medium-sized retail traders. Just like Twitch, for example, yeah, the social media network on top of BSV, and yeah, their motto is that they are giving back data to the users. Yeah, that basically every post, every interaction is recorded on chain, and it means that if Twitch, disappears at some point in time, they will still have access, to all the information still recorded on chain. Yeah, and in our case, we will also give traders and our clients the opportunity to capitalize on their trading data, yeah, because they will be able to choose if they want to disclose their trading activity or not, which is also pretty important. And on-chain approach means that it is provably and we are provably honest. It is verifiable if we're cheating or not.
Right. So since all of the data is auditable, is the data also encrypted so that they can, like you were saying, they can choose to verify it or not, but a lot of the information on the blockchain is already, if you know where to look, you can find it. So is the information encrypted through the platform, or is that something like,
Yeah, encryption is in the pipeline. The feature of encryption is in the pipeline. At this point in time, we ensure that our business model is independent of any external liquidity providers, so that we are able to encrypt this data using money button libraries, to do it in the future. Yeah, and yeah, as I said, for now we're focusing on the UI itself mainly, and scaling adoption, yeah, implementation of stable coins. Yeah, encryption is a feature that is not visible to naked eye, and that matters only at scale. Yeah, that's why we deprioritized this feature, but we made sure that we will be able to do it thanks to total independence of our liquidity pool. Yeah, and that is why the liquidity was crowdfunded, because if it's not crowdfunded, we would have to hedge and to market make, our order book on other platforms. We would have to disclose information about trading data to liquidity providers, yeah, so that our liquidity becomes part of the big global liquidity pool, just like our competitors are operating. And that is exactly why liquidity pool of DXS was crowdfunded, by its own clients.
Mm, mm. So when you're talking about liquidity pools and everything, how exactly is all of the funds held? You guys don't hold anything. It's completely what's the term I'm looking here? It's fully custodial. Is that correct?
Yeah, as I said, the trading engine itself, it still runs on our own centralized service. For now. Yeah, we do have a specific technical plan how to move it to fully non-custodial rails. But at this point, we're still better than our competitors in terms of the fact that we don't hold unused clients' balance, on our accounts. And in order to open a position, you deposit funds only when you open a position, on DXS, and we hold your funds only while your trading position is opened. And as soon as you close it, we return it immediately back to your private wallet. So we are semi non-custodial at this stage.
Very
Mhm.
cool. Very cool. And so in case people aren't aware of like all of the different things that you can utilize on TDXP, what are some of the things that you can trade other than just BSV? I know you can trade different stocks, and what are all of the different things you can trade?
Well, essentially everything. Yeah, you can get exposure to any financial market, including commodities, including stocks, indices. Yeah, we are a CFD trading platform. CFD is an acronym for contract for difference. Yeah, it's a special type of derivative invented in 1960s, I believe, and tailored for small to medium-sized retail traders. And in CFD trading, there is no order book. Yeah, there is no counterparty to the trade. The house is the counterparty. In our case, the liquidity pool is the counterparty. Yeah.
Mm,
Mm. It means that CFD platform can easily add all sorts of financial instruments because we have a mutual liquidity pool. It covers all financial instruments, and we can add hundreds and thousands of them in the future when the platform is ready for it. And at this point, we have over 300 financial instruments, including cryptos. We have top 50 cryptocurrencies. We have dozens of stocks, dozens of forex trading pairs, indices, and commodities, yeah, including corn, oil, gold, silver, yeah, palladium, platinum, yeah, all that kind of stuff.
what do you see users utilizing the platform most for? Is it through the stocks? Is it through the forex? Is it through commodities? What do you see users utilizing the most on the platform?
While we're still operating here within BSV ecosystem, BSV is the most popular trading pair, naturally. Um, but mm, overall, it is a very variable thing. So today silver is the most popular thing to trade. Tomorrow it's ABC, yeah, or GameStop. You remember the drama, a few years ago. Yeah, and that's the beauty of a trading business. The mass media, they do marketing for you.
Right.
Yeah, they market trading GameStop, yeah, and you already have it listed on your platform, yeah, and it becomes like a synergetic effect, because mass media are hyping a particular stock, yeah, and you have it listed, means traders will just come and trade it.
Right.
Wait, but I'd like to warn potential traders and traders who are trading business in general. I think it's important to say. It was important to say in the beginning of the interview, but better late than never. So trading is really a ruthless thing, and our liquidity pool operates on the basis that on the statistics that majority of traders lose money. More than 70%, on average globally, traders lose money, and it is particularly true for leverage trading,
Mm,
which is CFD. Which is why we don't encourage newbies to join DXS. We target existing traders that are already familiar with this business, and they understand that it is a very very hard thing and hard
mm,
business to do. It is not possible to get rich quickly by trading. Yeah, it is possible to become a successful trader only if you're disciplined, and 80 to 90% of the success is based on actual emotional and discipline skills, rather than pure hard skills like technical analysis, analytical skills, following the news. It's all less important than your emotional and state and calmness. And we at DXS, our goal is to reduce the pain that existing traders are experiencing from other platforms. And we do it by allowing, very little position sizing,
Okay.
by creating a very intuitive, minimalistic UI. When managing a risk takes by far less clicks, than on other platforms, and so you will not be reluctant to put a stop loss because it's so easy to put a stop loss on DXS. Yeah, and there is also a warning. It's like risk factor. There is always a number, the total amount of money you can lose if all trades go against you.
So
This is
on TDXP, it actually shows you the risk factor. So if I wanted to say leverage a bunch of money, it would show me the percent that I'm risking, because I don't think that's something that a lot of the other trading platforms offer.
Yeah, it's a kind of a reminder, that the things can go against you any moment. Yeah, it is a reminder that you should, if you have profitable trades, it's always better to take something off the table or raise a stop loss to reduce your potential losses, protect your profits.
That's really interesting. I like that feature a lot, because you're right. Trading really is a risky thing, and it has a lot to do with your emotional well-being or attachment to the price. And I think perhaps maybe that's one of the reasons why the price of BSV has kind of been where it's at, right? It's hard to get it to go up or get it to go down in that sense, because with other crypto communities out there, and I'm not saying Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency, but with the cryptocurrency as a space as a whole, people will look at it and they'll get so caught up in the idea of the number's going to go up, and when it starts going down, they're losing money like crazy, and they're emotionally distraught about it. So I like the idea of being able to see what your risk factor is, so that you can make more educated plays rather than just guessing whether the price is going to go up or go down. But so I have to, this kind of begs the question for me, why did you guys choose BSV? Weren't there other platforms out there or other cryptocurrencies that may have been a little bit more inviting, I guess might be the word, in terms of like creating money, creating liquidity in that sense?
And also favorable in terms of popularity.
Right.
And so can say. Actually, we tried other platforms.
Oh.
But none of them. Yeah, we started development of DXS, formerly TDXP, over 5 years ago, and we started it on BitShares. Yeah, we also tried EOS, we tried Cardano, we tried Ethereum. Actually, we started on Ethereum, then we moved to BitShares, and it is just not possible to build a scalable business on those platforms.
Right.
And it's not only about the transaction fees, which are crucial, of course, but also the latency. Yeah. I mean, the speed of the blockchain is measured not by the time of the block mining, but it's measured by actual ping between the nodes, between the servers. It's like, if you ever played Counter-Strike back in the old days, for example, there is like the connection speed between your computer, and the computer of your opponents. There is some common ping. If the ping is high, it means that the actions on your screen will be delayed. And BSV and Bitcoin network is incentivized to increase connectivity between nodes of the Bitcoin network, which means increase the actual speed and decrease the latency between transactions. And this is the only reason why it is possible to eliminate the hassle of depositing and withdrawing money on DXS. Because it happens so quickly that the trader is not bothered to wait, a fraction of a second, before the trade opens or closes and the funds return to its private wallet. And this, I believe, trading without deposit and withdrawals is so cool. It's so amazing. I enjoyed so much myself. Because on any other exchange that I've traded, it's always something I don't want to do, withdrawing and depositing, all this, security barriers and checklist. It improves the usability of the platform a lot. As I said, the main reason is scalability. Yeah, scalability and all the accompanying reasons and arguments for BSV is that we can build a much more user-friendly platform,
Right,
and eliminate all sort of incumbent obstacles traders are still experiencing on our platforms. And provided we focus on micro trading, liquidity is not such a big issue for us. Even on the opposite side, the fact that BSV is the worst performing crypto quote unquote asset on the market, which is hilarious. Yeah, feel like number one from the other side. Yeah. We're not dependent on the speculative value of BSV. Yeah? If we manage to scale our business while BSV price is still low, it means that our business will not be dependent on future price volatility. We will be more protected, from surprising and unexpected market conditions in the future.
right. Oh no, it sounds awesome. It sounds amazing. I mean, it's quite obvious to anybody who chooses to build a platform on BSV the reasons why. But it's fun to hear the particular reasons why you're here and why TDXP is here. So fun little facts there, right? But I kind of wanted to hear a little bit more. You were talking earlier about removing like the brokers aspect of it and everything. So what happens exactly if I were to actually put in a big trade and there was more, there wasn't enough liquidity for me to actually pull my funds out? What happens with that? Am I able to see, or?
This is a huge pain for some of the DXS traders. We have this mechanism called profit deduction. Yeah, it means that there is a limited amount of liquidity available in each 8-hour trading session.
Okay.
Yeah, and if there are too many traders taking profit within this trading session, then their profit will be reduced proportional or pro rata, to the profit size. And this deducted profit, it will be documented, and written on the blockchain, that so that in the future, when the platform actually scales, they will become part of the liquidity providers group. They will join liquidity providers, and they will start getting daily payouts, from trading liquidity. And for now, it just means it is also a trade-off. Yeah, in order to remain independent, in order to have independent liquidity pool, we can't afford connecting to external liquidity providers that will solve this problem for us. Yeah. And the byproduct of this profit deduction limitation is that the platform is just more suitable for our target audience, yeah, for micro traders. And bigger traders, they will either have to choose another platform or trade smaller size, you know, or have a strategy and taking profits. You know, don't take all the profits in one trading session.
Right.
And we're also preparing some, you know, additional features to reduce and minimize this issue.
So let's elaborate a little bit more on that. I've heard some things about what we might expect or see in the future in terms of a dollar-backed coin coming soon or something like that. Could you touch on that?
Yeah, one of the stable coins that we plan to release in the near future is the so-called liquidity-backed stable coin. So we have a certain amount of liquidity in our pool, and we plan to use it to back a token pegged to the value of US dollar. Yeah, it can be gold, it can be something else. Yeah, we're not sure yet. It will be decided at the very last moment before release. Yeah, and it means that every person who wants to acquire the stable coin, he will have to contribute the collateral of the stable coin back to the liquidity pool. And given the fact that this stable coin can be used not only to trade on the platform, but also to, you know, in more like non-trading related activities in real world, it means that we can experience a huge influx of liquidity, you know, from users of this stablecoin. And provided that this stablecoin is backed by real business with huge growth potential, and provided it is fully auditable, you know, fully on chain, it might become a good alternative to existing either non-audited, you know, dubious stable coins like Tether, or algorithmic stable coins, which are you know, really complex and also dependent on market volatility in large. Yeah? And this will be the first stable coin backed by liquidity of a trading platform. Yeah, and given the statistics that majority of traders lose, and given the history of our liquidity pool, which is constantly growing, it means that the backing of this stable coin might become quite compelling, you know, for its users.
I think that's one of the things that BSV is actually really lacking in the space right now is trading pairs. So it's really cool to I'm looking forward to that in particular. But what else are you really looking forward to in terms of scaling the platform in the future? Obviously, you're going through a rebranding right now, or in the process of that, and you've got all of these other things that you're talking about. These are coming, but it's got to come as the platform scales and as the ecosystem scales. What are some other things that we might look forward to here in the future?
Yeah, we're going to emerging markets. Yeah, we are targeting the unbanked population of the world. So we are increasing our exposure in African countries, in Southeast Asia, in Latin America, and this is our marketing strategy, our geographies that we're targeting. And you know, with the stable coin coming, these traders, they will be able to execute trades in their familiar local currencies. And that is exactly why we have not even started marketing. to date. Before the stable coin and fiat denominated trading is possible, marketing would not be efficient because on top of selling very novice trading platform, you have to also advertise BSV itself, and tell them why the worst performing asset in the industry is a good choice. So that is key. And by the way, Handcash and other wallets of the ecosystem, like Handcash in particular, they're helping a lot because they introduced fiat
fiat on-ramps. Yeah.
Yeah, for example, in Philippines. Yeah, and Philippines is one of our target markets as well. The CryptoFights is very successful there. So with fiat on-ramps and ability to trade in local currencies, our marketing efforts will be far more efficient.
Are you going to be utilizing more of Handcash's fiat on-ramps, or will you be providing more of your own fiat on-ramps through the platform, would you say?
I would say it's a great advantage of being part of BSV ecosystem, that you can focus on your core business here. Yeah, and our synergy with BSV wallets contemplates that we don't need to really bother ourselves about distract our development team and our legal team to do the fiat on-ramps, provided it's business of Handcash. Yeah, and why would we compete with Handcash here? Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, no, for sure. And I get that. Yeah. And you guys have like you said, you have a great synergy with Handcash. So why go in and solve a problem that's already kind of been solved in that sense, I suppose. But it's good, and I'm really looking forward to everything that you guys have coming out and coming forward. Is there anything in particular, like in BSV, that you really think that, as you stated before, it's one of the worst performing assets in terms of price, but utility, it's just non-matched. I apologize for that. I kind of lost my train of thought there, but yeah, so in terms of utility, it's completely unmatched. Yeah, my thoughts gone now.
Yeah, I can see his tail.
I think he's got to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
But yeah, gosh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to edit this part. I'm coming, bud. I'm coming. I'll be there in a minute. Okay, go. Get down. Be there in a minute.
This is the most entertaining part of the interview.
You can still see his tail, but yeah, BSV, what is something that you would like to see happen in the BSV space to grow the ecosystem? What is something that we should start doing or stop doing right now to help you and to help the space and to grow the platform and the ecosystem as a whole?
Well, in my opinion, it's going well. Yeah, it could have been better. We need a token protocol, we need infrastructure for this token protocol. Yeah, and this is something we are lacking at the moment. Yeah, but I wouldn't say it is a disadvantage. I think good things take time, and it's coming. Yeah, a lot of people advocate for BSV to improve its marketing, to support its price, so on and so forth. But really, you can't build a business based on Amazon Web Services popularity. Yeah, and BSV is the platform, is the plumbing. Yeah, as long as it works, and it does, and as long as it's stable. And you remember in August we had a huge block reorganization attack on BSV. Yeah, and we even had to turn off our platform for a few hours but really no money were lost during that. Yeah, and thanks to this attack, miners they worked out a strategy to protect the network from future attacks.
So it was kind of good that it
Exactly.
happened, because now we see the vulnerabilities and how we can protect it. Yeah, that's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and other than that, BSV has been very reliable and stable network for us as developers, and this is the most important thing. Yeah, today. So apart from token protocol, I believe is going well. Apps should focus on their marketing, their adoption, um, their customer service, their product first and foremost, and this will help BSV to flourish.
definitely.
Mhm.
Well, Armin, is there any one question that you feel like I should have asked you but didn't? And how would you have responded to it?
No, I think we had a decent conversation. Uh, I can't think of another question, at least not from the top of my mind. Yeah, in general, I want to thank you for what you're doing. Yeah, because I believe this is exactly what will encourage other entrepreneurs to start building on top of BSV, and will bring long-term value to our community, and turn ourselves into a society, as Craig Wright often says. Mm.
Sounds like you're a big proponent of Mr. Satoshi himself. I like that.
Yeah, sure, I am. Surely.
All right, Armin. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing a little bit of your time with us and with the community, and hopefully to those outside of the community, maybe they'll see this and be like, oh well, maybe we should give that a try. But with that being said, guys, I do hope you enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. Share this video with a friend, and also follow us on Twitter at BrittanyBits.